There are some places in the world that truly take your breath away, and Warrawina is one of them. Join us as we climb to the second highest peak in the Flinders Ranges, where the views are unbelievable.
Cheers, Flinders Ranges.
And memories will be made for life. For life. There's diesel pouring out everywhere.
That is never going to be a good thing.
Holy hell. All right, fingers crossed. Let's do this before we run out of life. The question is, will we make it back to tell you all the story?
Have a look at the stand we're in now. This is an absolute forest.
It's really spectacular, isn't it?
The amount of foliage that's around us right now, it's pretty amazing out here, eh?
From where we are at Arkaroola, where they're all dead, to what we've got here is just, I'm blown away. I'm really just pleased to see all of this.
She's a real windy little track, this one. There's a lot of trees, nice up and close to the edge of the track. Plus the scenery is pretty spectacular, but you're not really getting a lot of chance to look at it. Every 5 seconds of sitting there and working out a course you're going to go, and wheel placement's absolutely everything. It's all good fun, it's why we do it.
Everything's just kind of opened up after that little gully trip. Pretty narrow at times, hey?
Oh yeah, and there's a little hut just out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by white gums. How awesome.
Cockatoo Hut, welcome guys.
This looks like a perfect little spot for some lunch.
Butcher's leg ham straight off the bone. This stuff is just delicious. And the crew absolutely love it.
We do. Found some more meat for it. It's a dried snack. Yummy.
We've come to this place called Cockatoo Hut, which is just this cool, quirky little spot. Looked like something out of a western or something.
One of the designated campgrounds here, and you get it all to yourself.
We were able to explore this hut that had been there for however many years. It had messages all across the walls of people who had travelled there in the past.
I was sitting there having a cup of coffee and just taking in the serenity. You could hear the birds in the background, and it was actually quite beautiful.
Really nice place to stop for lunch, really sort of quaint. We could actually see the destination. Quite looking forward to climbing out of the river and heading up there.
It has been an epic day off-road. We're now at the foot of Mount Gill and about to make the final climb. So let's get back on the tracks, let's lock it into low range and get to the top of that hill.
Arkaroola was amazing. This had everything. Sheer face rock walls on one side, creek bed on the other side.
Just such a contrast. It's a whole different landscape. And I mean, we're still in the Flinders Range. So it just shows the diversity of the different areas of the range.
A lot of that track that goes up to the ridge is sitting inside the creek beds, and those creek beds were very technical. There was a lot of big boulders in there, a lot of tight spots where you had to get in between 2 trees, and then there'll be a boulder on your left, a root from the tree on the right. It was just awesome four-wheel driving.
Simon, as usual, takes the trickier track, loves the challenge. He's picked this one particular one, and this country was not suited for the Iveco. A lot of trees close together, a lot of big, low branches, and Simon's truck's about 3 metres high.
I had to get out and spot Simon. Simon's got a very tall vehicle, and there was a couple of big, low-hanging branches.
It was a huge challenge for him, and especially on the rocks. But he's done an awesome job, worked his way up, and then he's eventually got to a section. The branches were just too low. There was no way he was going to get through without using a chainsaw.
Still chainsaws, I'm glad that he had one of those because they're probably the most reliable, high-performing chainsaws.
Perfect.
There were a few areas where we had to repair a few things. We had to reverse out and back in and take different lines. But that's what it's all about.
So, wheels over the rocks, no big rocks in there. So there's that.
If you're just going through a four-wheel drive track and just doing it all in one shot, then it wasn't challenging enough in my opinion. And Simon certainly took us down some pretty hairy spots, and that track was right up there with some of the best four-wheel driving I've ever done.
Having the biggest and baddest truck in the convoy is always an advantage. Until you meet a low-hanging obstacle that's bigger than your windscreen.
This is the tightest one we have faced yet. Can you see from behind, Christian?
From where we're sitting, it looks like you're just going to hit it.
Yeah.
No, you're going to take your light bar off.
I don't fit below that branch. We'll take a slight detour for this one. This is a little bit less stressful and a bit more fun.
With the Iveco out cruising on the flats, I left the lesser vehicles to drive with ease through the pass I could not conquer.
As we came out the creek, the ranges opened back up, started the ascent up to Mt Gill.
From being down in the valley and looking up, slowly but surely, the view that we're going to see when we get to the top is revealing itself.
It was really noticeable as we kept driving. It was just up and up and up and up.
There we go, guys, getting back into some epic views. Finally getting some altitude.
Yeah, it was quite the journey there through the creek to get here, but just keen to see what it looks like at the top, but it's really starting to open up. It's amazing.
Some serious effort to get the traction going. I was in full drive, I had rear diff locks on. A lot of broken, shattered rock, fairly sharp, a little bit of ruts is going to bounce me around a little bit.
Yeah, nice little climb, isn't it?
Good traction so far. This is steeper than it looked from down the bottom.
Holy moly, just from here, the view.
Oh.
That's right back across the valley. That view is outstanding.
Look at that. You just think, guys, we just came through a river that's somewhere down in the bottom there.
It made us feel so small in the grand scheme of things. You really got a sense of how big the ranges really are.
I got idea to the top. Let me up. We've just gone past a sign to Mt Gill. Show me the views.
Heading up to the ridges, one side is cliff, and the other side's cliff. It gets a bit daunting and a bit scary.
It looked like it was going to be a lot of fun, right from the get-go. A couple of different lines to take. We were just taking it slow and easy.
We were so lucky that as we kept climbing up and up, we were treated to ridgetop tracks most of the time, which meant that we had incredible panoramic views of the mountains.
Wow.
What an incredible place.
Unfortunately, we found out that the camera car had had some issues with sway bar. So we had to pull up. The team had to do some repairs on the run again.
The rear bolt has popped out of the bracket that holds the sway bar in place on the chassis. It's bent the mount, so we're going to have to try and open that up a bit more. If we can leave that open, find a bolt, we're back in business.
So Simon was back out with the tools again under the car.
Looks like, guys, we have... That's a factory fit, if ever I saw one. We've got one chance in 100 of that holding, but fortunately it's only a sway bar. If the camera crew can put up with the squeaking, it should get us back to Melbourne. Once the repair was taken care of, it was full steam ahead to our final goal.
You could see the peak of Mt Gill, and it was still in the distance, and we'd just done so much climbing.
You can't see civilization no matter which way you look. And we just kept climbing, climbing, climbing.
Still a fair way out, eh? Wow.
I can't even look at the views.
No, I'll do it for you.
Okay, great.
I was thinking at each peak, this is amazing, is this it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't it at all.
It's a sobering just to look at the environment, to think of how 60,000 years the Aboriginal people have been living in this area and surviving. I'd last about a week.
It feels like we're the only people as far as we can see.
Mountain ranges and trees and more mountain ranges and rocks, lots of big rocks.
The friendships that have grown over the trip have been awesome. It's just been good, easy fun.
We'd hardly said 10 words to each other before this trip.
Just emails.
And, we've been sort of hanging out in the Yokohama Nav, having a good time, having heaps of laughs. Really cool.
Sad to be going home, but it's nice to be able to get back to my family. I miss them heaps. Thanks, Sarah, for putting up with me. And little Finn and Max, you guys are legends. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully this makes it onto telly so you guys get a mention.
Oh, that was cute.
As we come to the end of this trip, I think that we throw out the award for the most improved player, or the one who shone the most, Jess.
Yeah, well done, Jess.
Well done, Jess. So proud.
Thank you. What an award to receive. I just feel like it's unlocked so many places in Australia. I can now have the confidence to go and visit, feeling so empowered that this is something that I can actually do.
Well, here we go, guys. It's been a long day, but we're finally making the final ascent to the Mt Gill summit and the lookout.
We're going up to Gill's Lookout. We've got all the cars at the top.
It felt like we've been working toward this view for the entire week.
Top of Mt Gill, guys. This is the car park. The view is astounding, but the summit's just there. Let's take a short walk. Woo!
It was absolutely incredible. It felt like a reward for the entire crew for the hours we'd put in driving throughout the week. The colours were popping, the sun was shining on those cliffs, and no matter where you looked, you were treated to magnificent views.
This would be crowded if more people knew about it.
No, I love it here.
It was so different from one side to the other. One side of it obviously gets a lot of water. It's very thick with these kind of pine trees and lush. And then the other side was your more conventional, sort of traditional ranges. I joked that I could see my house from there, which is roughly 2,800 k's away. So probably not.
We all stopped there, gathered together, just taking in all the views and just bonding with each other as well. It was really great.
It's mountains as far as you can see.
Oh no.
We'll have evidence when he throws her off.
This is the second highest point of the Flinders Ranges. Only second by 4 metres, but someone has actually started to build a bit of a monument, I think, because they wanted to make it higher.
I managed to get my little rock right on the top part, so for now my rock's the highest.
You can see the writing perfectly.
I love it. Cool. Happy.
Cheers, Flinders Ranges. You've been epic.
It was the end of the trip and we'd really bonded throughout our time together. So this final milestone felt like the closing of a chapter of time we'd spent together. So while it was absolutely incredible, I know that we all had that tinge of sadness knowing the trip was coming to an end.
To infinity and beyond, I say. Let's go.
You got it right.
Sadly, our time here had to come to a close, just as the sun was starting to set, bringing this unforgettable journey to an end.
I officially can't see anything. Just using the force at this point in time.
I think anyone in Australia who gets the opportunity should come and give the Flinders Ranges a crack, because I have no doubt there is so much more to see and I can't wait to do it.
We can't afford to have anything else go wrong or break anything more, because we will be definitely getting back in the pitch black then.
As we started our way down, we heard a radio message come through. Something had happened with the camera crew's car.
That is never going to be a good thing.
There's diesel pouring out everywhere.
We're stress eating right now on behalf of the camera crew.
We've pulled up as a convoy and had a good look into it. This is not going to be a 5-minute job.
All right, let's get the bonnet down and get it down onto the flat ground. Sort it out down there.
You can see there's diesel marks on the ground underneath the truck.
How bad is it leaking underneath?
Very bad.
There it is. Yeah, that hose, right there, but down lower. See that hose? The lower one.
This one?
Yeah, I reckon that's rubbing on the engine. Over there, yeah.
We were running out of time. Light was coming down. It was not far off sundown. So the decision was made to split the crew, and I decided to stay back and give Simon a hand. Most of the sponsors were going to get back and take advantage of the light and get dinner.
We headed off down the mountain, mini convoy.
Just took it nice and easy, followed the map.
Because it's just that time of night where all the mountains are silhouetted and you get that beautiful orange.
We made sure to keep in communication.
Andrew was busy spotting goats.
At 10 o'clock on the top of that hill, I can see at least 4 goats.
It was pitch black when we arrived to the homestead. We were lucky that Ian, the station manager, had been listening into our radio calls, so he'd prepared a fire in advance of our arrival, which was lovely to come home to. We started to cook up some dinner, had a radio close by, trying to listen for when Simon and the crew were going to be heading back. We really had them front of mind the whole time, worried about their safety and worried about their return.
We've located a leak to a pipe that's directly coming from the fuel pump, and it's just worn through a pinhole, and we're trying to fix it. I've actually got a small repair kit that I makeshift made. All we've got to do now is cut the pipe where the split is, insert this, and get some hose clamps. And this little repair piece does fit in. We should be able to seal up that rubber with a nice tight crank.
Every time I tighten it up, it just squeezing it off.
That's it.
Yep.
That's a good start.
We're having to MacGyver it all together, but we're getting there.
All we have to do now is put it back together, but someone's buttery hands just had to drop the bolt.
Oh, they're not.
But thankfully, we have honey.
You got it. Ah, legend. Hey, well, looks pretty good. That's it.
We should be ready to test now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Nothing leaking out yet?
No, it looks pretty good. Yep. Good. Not a problem.
All right, I'm gonna start it. Well, fingers clear up.
Not leaking, it's looking good. Looking good. Got it all bolted up. A lot of cable ties involved, so you know it's a proper job. And then headed back.
We're sitting around the fire and all of a sudden, the Iveco lights started to light up the trees around us, which meant that we knew the convoy was about to be reunited again.
Let the party begin!
Once Simon and the crew had a chance to settle back in, we all ate some dinner together, shared some stories around the fire, and really reminisced on how amazing the trip had been so far.
I feel so lucky to be part of this and to be able to see the Flinders Ranges.
The whole trip was amazing.
But meeting everybody in this environment has probably been the biggest highlight.
We'd come from all stretches across Australia.
Now they feel like they're my friends, and the reason for that is because you're experiencing something special all together. Experience that you can't buy.
The smile that was on each other's face, you can't replace those moments. They're pretty unique.
I couldn't have picked a better group of people to have experienced the Flinders Ranges with.
I've got to say, all of the guys, the camera crew, Simon, really helpful.
Very thankful for 4-wheel drive TV.
Hopefully we can do some more trips like this in the future.
Have you ever been stuck in the middle of nowhere with a broken down rig? If so, where was your worst spot?